Question I've been seeing around the internet a lot is what's going on with our food supply, right? You're seeing so many stories come out about things just being put into it that aren't good for you. A lot of the countries are banning it, but yet you hear the narrative that, oh no, everything is fine. Everything is fine. So we're going to do a quick spread on Lenormand where we're going to ask 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 what it is they want you to believe or the narrative they need you to believe. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 what the actual reality is. All right. So we're going to begin with the narrative. What's the narrative with our food supply? Clouds, they want to kind of keep you in a little bit of confusion, right? They want to keep you second guessing yourself. They don't really want the truth to come out because if it did, you'd probably string them up. Boston Tea Party, 2% tax. What's this? I know. It's crazy, right? And then we're going to now pull the rest of the cards and come in the line and see what it says. They want you to believe that even though there's confusion around the whole food situation, that the government is actually trying to bring you more stability in the supply chain. They want you to believe that they're doing everything they can in their power to make things more affordable for the American people. That's what they want you to believe with your food supply. But yet it's causing confusion. People are like, what are you talking about? Well, they need you to keep you in the shadow. They don't want you seeing the truth. So you have to use your intuition in order to really see what's going on. But the narrative is like, no, it's fine. And the stability is all around them keeping you kind of gaslit. The moon, dark, right? You having to use your intuition. See, the card also is a card of renown in Lenormand, but I'm looking at this more like it's a card of deception a little bit, the way this card here is laid out in this deck. And then, of course, you have the gentleman that if you can just trust them and believe the narrative, then you'll be fine. So the food supply is fine because the government is your friend to help you, the people. They want to anchor or make stable their story to almost purposely, willfully keep you a little bit confused on the fence. So their narrative is really kind of weird because it's one of like, they don't really want to come out and say what's going on, but they can't tell you either because if you did, concrete boots, my friend. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So now we're going to go and look at what's really going on, right? They're going to bring something new. The writer. New what? A new way of driving the supply chain? The lady, that's the White House. Bear, they want to control the way things come into the country now. Because it's going to create a crossroads for a lot of people. A lot of people are going to refuse it. They're going to have to be self-sustaining, stand on their own 2 feet, the gentleman here, or they're going to collapse and go with the narrative, just like the other thing that happened a few years back. And that's going to bring the White House a lot of happiness because now they can control everything that you eat. Farm to table, it isn't farm at all. It's a food based on challenges in order to perfect it, to bring it to market. So it's not fresh food. It feels like the Queen of Pentacles here, that they want to change the way they nourish your body. They want to change the way you eat to bring vitality to you. So to me, it feels like they're keeping you kind of confused in the top line about the food supply chain so they can bring in this new one, a new era of food that's not what you're accustomed to. I want to say it's almost toxic because it's the female, I want to say the White House versus gentlemen, the people of the United States. It's going to be a constant battle. And some will choose to stay and maintain their own gardens and their own local supplies. Others are going to go with narrative and eat, and that's where the split's going to happen. And so the ones that split will make the elite happy. the sun, very joyous. The ones that refuse it is going to make themselves healthy, which means it won't make them happy, the government, in a sense, because you're going against the grain, which means that you're not going to be sick. Your mind's not going to be poisoned or whatever they feed you with the food supply. And what's funny is, who's buying up all the farmland? I'm not going to say it because you know who I'm talking about. If you don't, then Google it. Okay? That's what we're seeing. Now, I'm going to pull some tarot cards to continue on this little reading to see what it has to say about what the hell's happening with our food supply. So we're seeing that it's really about a massive change in the control structure. They want to control your minds and always put you on a path of decisions where you're always struggling, like which way do I got to go? That's funny because the moon's above the past, which means always in a state of confusion. You don't know which way to go. You don't know what to believe. Everything's a lie. And then the thing is, the top line, if you don't buy the narrative and you stay healthy, if you buy the narrative, then your health collapses. It's just the way it goes, you know? And then here they're trying to say, well, the White House is your friend. But the friend knows that they're not very good people. And what's funny is, too, the aces here, you know, you have a ace of pentacles on the sun, new money, new supply chain. But here you have the gentleman, the ace of hearts. By using your intuition also, use also intuition. Use your intuition that you can see through what they're pulling, and then you keep yourself healthy heart, right, in good health. So you have new health by eating new ways that come from traditional means, okay? And why is new ways? Because you can't go to the store no more. They're going to try to destroy it and bring in a new supply chain. So the new ways, you have to find new ways to collect and get food. So I would say it's more like a local type of a thing versus a corporate store type of a thing. That's really the problem here. And then the bear here is anchor, right? But then if people don't listen, then they actually can drown the bear. See how it kind of works there? Parent up and down. And then here too, the rider is bringing confusion. But the confusion can lift when people can see through the message is based on a pack of lies. And what's funny too is this all hearts here too on the rider card. They're trying to play on your emotions. The moon too is a heart card. They're trying to play on your emotions, right? So it's just funny how those cards line up there. All right, so now what does the tarot have to say for us? If you want your own diagnostic reading, wordtothetwist.com, book a reading and pick one. So we have the Queen of Wands. See, it's like funny because it's like they want to feed you junk food. You see the queen there? She has cake. Let them eat cake. You know, feed them cake. Make them happy. It's wild, isn't it? How these cards kind of pop up like that. And the queen has a number of a 3. They're going to communicate that you have to eat a new way. It's always going to be festive, right? The new ways just makes you very happy. It's very uplifting. It's good for you, right? That's the message they want you to believe. But also, it's going to bring destruction. The tower is going to collapse. The food supply chain is going to collapse. And what? Bring in their new way. So they really want to destroy what you know to bring us something that is completely different. And it's based on what? I want to say, when I see a cake there, I'm kind of getting the feeling of like, even though this is a Queen of Wands, right? Queen of Bastos. Remember, this queen is very fire. She's very festive in a sense. And the cake there is like a party. So it's almost like junk food, processed food, synthetics. And they want to bring that in so they can collapse the supply chain so that they can basically force you into submission, force you against your will so that you can't use strength to fight the lion because you're going to be too weak. Now, I'm reading this card completely different than the traditional way, but that's how I'm seeing the cards. So what I'm doing right now is I'm looking at the cards as in like, what do I see? Not what the Rider Waite meaning is. And so the 9 is like, you're not going to attain proper nutrition, right? And you see the animals in the background, the hunter. So they're trying to wipe out they're trying to wipe out your game, your cattle, so you can eat the cake. That's what I'm feeling here. That's what the cards are showing me, you know. Drop your comments. Let me know. Are you feeling the same thing? Do you see the same message I'm seeing? All right. And so now we're going to go ahead and run to some oracle cards to kind of see what it has to say for us. All right. It's pretty wild, you know. It's funny how we got here. Tea Party, 2% tax, 2% tax. Food supply gone, nothing. The Poet. See, they're trying to tease you with words. The Poet, right? What the Poet do? He or she caresses you with speech, right? Plays on the emotions with words. And that's how they push these narratives. So what's up with the food supply is based on a pack of lies. It's poetry. It's words that sound good, but on the cover, they're toxic. But it's poetry. Whoops. Next we got the King. Then I say the Bear is the White House. Now you have the King, control, take away a reversal of fortune. So the King does what? Takes away your wealth. It basically becomes like corporate socialism or fascism. It's what we're seeing here at play with the food supply. Because you see the tower dropping, right? Tower's collapsing. It's being blown up. That's the old institution to bring in a new one. Even the angels are falling to the ground, right? And the old guard is being wiped out because the new king, White House, who's in control? It ain't T. It's above him. Who is that? They're the kings, the elite, the oligarchs. They want to control everything that you do, all your food, everything. So it's reversal of fortune. Take everything away from you. And it's fine too. You have a sword going down, which means the sword down position is defeated. You're not going to defend yourself. There's no need to. What's the point? That's what people feel because they're believing the lies. And then we have the Hound. They're going to promise you things, act like they're your friend, and they're going to chain you, get you trapped in this new system, this new supply. All right? So that's the vibe I'm getting on what's happening with our food supply. It feels like it's just being ready for a major shift away from traditional substances to synthetic, toxic garbage that only makes the elite wealthy at your suffering. That's it. I got no more. All right. Anyway, until next time, I want to see you in my next reading or tutorial. All right. Bye, everybody.